So today I am making a controversial video. For some I will be telling some truth and for others I will be a hater. But nonetheless I've been wanting to make this video for a really long time. And now that's a new year I decided to start it with a bang. And with that intro out of the way, let's start with the Top 10 Worst Songs from the Love Yourself Era. So a small disclaimer before I start with the top 10 list. I am in fact an army. I have already made a couple of BTS related videos and even my YouTube profile pic is in fact Hobie. But I have my own opinions. And I think I have the right to not like every single song BTS releases. So with that said, let's start. I don't like this song for one reason only. It is just a ripoff of Go Go. It is so obvious in fact, that you can see the similarities in both the songs. Don't get me wrong, So What is a total jam, but I just feel like either BTS or their manager or someone from the staff saw how popular the song was and decided to create another copy of the exact same song. The concept of young and wild kids doing rebellious stuff and partying and whatever. And I guess that the reason why people didn't notice the similarities of both the songs is because it's hidden behind really generic electronic music. So yeah, I don't hate the song. I am just sad that armies didn't notice that they are literally the same song. Look, Paradise is not a bad song, okay? The song is just boring, unoriginal, and a little repetitive in some parts. I think the idea behind the song was to do it in a ballad style but they weren't sure. So they decided to do this weird thing that made the song sound so slow and calm, but boring and emotionless. With Love Maze I was conflicted, because Namjoon said in an interview that his favorite song from the Tear album was Love Maze. So I thought that it was going to be a great song. I mean, if it is Namjoon's favorite song from the album it must mean it's good. But no. When I first heard it I didn't feel anything. The song was so forgettable and lame. I don't know what it is about the song but I just can't get myself to actually enjoy it. So, I am sorry Namjoon but I don't agree that Love Maze is best song of the Tear album. Okay, I love the outro from her and Tear. Both outros summarize the style their album perfectly, while showing the power of the rap line. But the outro of Answer didn't do any of that. It sounds like a Christian song, and I just can't wrap my head around the cheesy ass lyrics of the song. I know the purpose of the YS era was to, well, learned how to love ourselves, but I mean common. If I wanted to hear the stupidest sounding song I would have gone to Christian pop. The only reason Best of Me is so high up in the list is because I despise the Chainsmokers. I love electronic music. I know how to figure out which is a good DJ and which is a bad DJ. And the Chainsmokers are one of the most pathetic electronic DJ I have ever heard. Like Common, they use the same boring and generic harmony in all of their songs. They don't experiment with both the structural sound or the pattern. And it doesn't help that they mostly used either Jimin's or Jungkook's as the main voices. It just makes it sound even more genetic. When I heard that there was going to be a DNA rock version, my ass got whooped. I love rock more than Ty loving Gucci, not really though. And if you don't know what pedal is a little box that's used in rock, metal and sometimes in contemporary music to create amazing sounding effects with a guitar. And you could guess how disappointed I was when I heard this basic ass song. They did the most basic used of the pedal, and they just didn't took any risks in terms of experimenting for future songs that could have the pedal as a main sounds. So yeah, DNA pedal version was a disappointment to say the least. Not going to lie though, the intro to the song was really exciting and heavy. I really like it, but that will be it. As soon as Taehyung sings, the song just goes downhill. Mic drop. Okay, hear me out. When I am saying I hate mic drop, I'm not saying I hate the original mic drop. I just hate the other 3 songs they did. And you might be asking, other 3? And I will respond with yeah, the other 3. There's the one with DCina, the Japanese version, and the full length. There's also the Mama version, but I don't count that one because it wasn't in any of the albums of the YS era. I mean, it's normal for artists to redo some of their songs, especially in K-pop. Is normal now that bands do a Japanese version of their most popular songs. But I mean, come on guys, the same song 5 times. It just makes the original lose its charm. Now we have reached the top 3 of the list. I can already see some of you just waiting to see what songs I put to call me shit. So I will just jump into it. I think the only reason I liked the song when it first came out was because of the hype surrounding it. I liked what they were going for. The lyrics are just a masterpiece, in my opinion. But the tune of the song, the instrumental and the obvious Western pop characteristics in the song just didn't appeal to me. Namjoon said that they also used African-inspired rhythms, and for purposes of this video I've been hearing both traditional and non-traditional African music, and I must say I didn't hear the African inspiration in the song. I know there is in the MV, but at least in the music I couldn't hear it. I know Jungkook was the main quote producer, and you can hear that in the entirety of the song. It's clear that Jungkook was inspired by the Chainsmokers, Z and more basic and genetic DJs in the industry of electronic music. It could be heard by miles away. The song doesn't have a personality or a distinguished characteristic that makes it pop. It just sounds like a summer song and not even a good one. The only reason the song is in the 2nd place and not the 1st, it's because the vocals of Jimin make me tolerate the song. So props to Jimin for single-handedly saving the little dignity this song has. And finally, the worst song of the YS era is, drum rolls please. I hate this song for what it represents for BTS's future. The song being purely Western pop, it shows how the Western music industry is not only consuming BTS but the K-pop industry as well. And Korea is not the only one. After the hit that was Despacito, US industries saw how much money Latin pop produces. And those more songs with Latin-like characteristics started showing on Western pop music. And the Latin American music labels have been doing American-like sounding music to appeal more to the English-speaking people. It also shows how BTS is disconnecting with their own roots. Their music was known because of its fresh, their experimentation, and the uniqueness of their songs. Their lyrics so deep and meaningful, talking about human problems like depression, the feeling of loneliness, the longing of childlike wonder and youth, and much, much more. DNA represents the transformation of BTS from becoming something that had its own personality to mainstream. They are no longer what they used to be. They grew up, but not in a positive way. DNA is not only just another trash popular song, it's also a representation of BTS leaving their true voices behind and started to please the mainstream audience instead of the armies, their fans. Well, we have reached the end of the video. Thanks for the people who stayed till the end to hear me ranting about BTS. I know this is a controversial topic within the BTS fandom, but I just wanted to say my opinion about the YS era. I know BTS had good intentions with all of their albums and songs and they worked really hard to please everyone. but as ARMY I also want them to improve their music. And if we just keep saying that all their songs are good, then they will never improve and they will never get better. So that's why I did this video. I encourage all the ARMYs out there to not be afraid to speak up your opinions about BTS. I know there's some crazy ass fans out there, but just remember that us the most sane ones have each other. I probably won't do this types of videos again, unless any of you do want me to do another video like this one. I hope you all are shipping and fangirling. Until the next video. Barbie out. Peace.